last weekend we went to go visit a town called Rocamadour, which is up on a cliffside, which first off, that's really awesome just in general. But we went to go visit a church there with our professor, Eric, and it was just crazy because thinking that people actually live on this cliffside and they're actually in this town all year round and they just live there up in this secluded area was so strange. It was like it wasn't like possible, but there they are in their town of Rocamadour. And along with that, we visited the caves of Pech Merle, which I'm sure everyone's heard of, like prehistoric cave paintings. So we got to see some of those in Pech Merle, which was just like fascinating. Everyone when we were in there, we just couldn't believe it. It was almost like it wasn't real because we were talking about how old these paintings were, like 25,000 years old. And when you think about that, like that's just such a large number that you can't even begin to grasp how long ago like these things were painted, like handprints and horses and other creatures. It was crazy. It was so amazing. And I know a lot of people, I'm pretty sure everyone that was there in the caves really enjoyed getting to visit.
I went to Bordeaux, France for travel weekend. The first day we were there, we visited the wine museum called La Cité du Vin. The museum was all about wine, and we learned about wine areas like in France and other countries as well. It was really cool. The rest of the day we just walked around, we went to different shops and ate at a small cafe.
My name is Pat Fitzgerald, and I'm here in Ambiolay, and I'm going to give you a little bit of what I remember of our first travel weekend to Pau. Some of you may think that's spelled P-O, but it is spelled P-A-U, and it's a small town. What I've heard, a lot of people from England and also from the United States settle there, but that wasn't the fun part. But imagine me, we'll say I'm 60-something, traveling with 4 19 to 22-year-old young college students who rented a villa, and we got there, and it was a beautiful, probably late 18th century home. We each had our own bedroom, and mine was appointed with period furniture, and the bedspread had Marilyn Monroe on it, so that was quite interesting. We went into town, walked around, saw a couple churches, which again were, if you're in France and you're in churches, they're really, really, really exciting, large, and just beautiful. We met up with a group who was also traveling to Lourdes and had dinner on Saturday evening. We also had a good time there. Walked around. The weather was rainy, but it didn't dampen our spirits, and we decided that we'd also like to travel to a town called Biarritz, which is on the coast, and that was about an hour and a half from Po. Oh, see, and I did that. It's yeah, it is Po. The students were calling it Pow, and I have to remember it's not Pow, it's Po. But we went to Biarritz, and it was raining and windy, and so windy that it was hard to walk, but we went to the ocean anyway, and were absolutely, totally enthralled with the power of nature. We drove back to Ambulé. That took about 4.5 hours, and we had a blast. So that's my travel weekend, and thank you very much for allowing me to share it with you.
My name's Shay. For travel weekend, I went to Marseille with a couple other friends. Marseille is a very interesting place. I didn't know much about it before we went, but I was so excited once we got there. Soon as we stepped off the metro, we saw ocean, a Ferris wheel, and a bright, lively culture. I didn't know what I was expecting. I think I was expecting like what I had seen in Albi, and I love Albi, but I felt like the people were a little more relaxed down in Marseille. Maybe it was the Mediterranean vibe, but it was so much fun. We went to a history museum and got to see the entire history of Marseille, from the Greeks to the Romans to when it came to France. It was just interesting to be in a place that was so full of history and culture and by the ocean, because I love the ocean. And that was our weekend in Marseille.